Alright, so I am doing this study session right now, um, as I've just read in my book three betting, the whole three betting chapter, and I have definitely been somebody who has three bet such a small range that now what I'm doing is I'm going through my database from America's Card Room, which I'm not playing there anymore, but I have a nice database of 7,750 hands, and I'm going to look through and just by gauging it without looking at charts or anything like that, um, I am going to decide whether or not I'm going to decide if I'm going to be three betting, calling, or folding. So I'm going to do this for a half hour. So let's see. Let's start off here. And I'm going to, of course, try to explain it. So let's see. Replay all hands and reports. And I know that on the screen I'm not going to be able to, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to see stats on the video, but that's okay. So let's see, here is not going to be a good spot. Alright, this was obviously a fold under the gun. Let's see, Queen 9 suited. So let's see, Queen 9 suited, and I'm in the cutoff. So I think mostly I'm looking to three bet in big blind and the small blinds. So Queen 9 suited with the middle position opening, I don't think that's something I'm gonna call. So I think Queen 9 suited I should probably fold. Let me see what my chart would say. My chart would say that Queen 9 suited definitely would be a fold. So let's see if I did fold. I did. Okay. Next, 6-4 from the button, of course, I should be folding. Okay. Jack 2, I'm sure I folded. Okay, here's one. Jack King. There was a raise to me. This particular opponent I didn't have much information on, so I should just call this. 30 cents into 10 cents. I should have just called this one here. Let's see. I did. Okay. Next up is Ace 8. And there's three opponents here. And I'm in the small blind. So let's see what the button does. The button just limped. So Ace 8 offsuit here. I think this is something really I should raise it up. Just do a simple 20-cent raise. Let's see what I did. I did a 35-cent raise. That was a bad raise. I should have just made it a simple 20-cent raise because no matter what, post flop I'm going to be out of position here. So that was not a good raise. Let's see here. I am under the gun with 8-9 suited and 9-8 suited. So here, I think I could raise it up if there's a fish in the big blind. Here, the person in the big blind I don't have any information on, so I probably fold here. I do. Okay. And let's see here. I am in the big blind with 10-9 offsuit. And let's see what happens. So the small blind, who I don't have many stats on, but he's a fish. He limps, so I'm sure I just check here. I do. Okay. Next up we have Ace Jack offsuit. Let's see. So I am in the cutoff here, but there's only four of us. So I think this is a situation I'm probably gonna pre-flop raise. I should pre-flop raise here. I should be doing 25 cents, but I'm sure I did 30 cents here. I did. But I'm gonna start doing 25 cents from. Well, actually, 30 cents is fine here because we do have a fish in the big blind. So I should be raising 30 cents in that spot because I'd like to be able to just isolate him if possible. Okay. Let's see. Ace 3 from the button. Ace 3 offsuit from the button. So this would be an interesting one here. Well, I guess here because we have four players, I'm probably just going to raise this one up. I should raise it up 25 cents. I raised to 30, but that's something, a change that I've made since then, of course. All right, and next up here, this should be a fold from the small blind, I would assume. Yes. So far, I have not had any 3-betting situations. Here, I will fold. Jack 2, I will fold. Oh, I guess it's gonna be a check. Okay. I'm just looking at the pre-flop right now. I'm not worried about post-flop play. At least not with any of these plays here. 10-8 offsuit from the button. I should be raising it up here. I do 40. I raised it 40 cents because of the limper, which is fine. You know, I could have raised it up 35 cents. Here I have king queen, and obviously I'm going to raise it up under the gun. 8-8. So 8-8 here from the cutoff. I'm definitely raising it up. Should do 25 cents, but I'm sure I did 30. And 4-3 from the small blind. On the 20-cent raise, obviously I'm going to fold it. And let's see here. That one, I just ended up taking it. Everybody folded to me. All right, queen, queen. So, all right, I was in under the gun, so obviously I just bet. Here I'm in the button. And let's see, I get a call. So I'm sure I ended up raising this up to 40 cents. I folded. Ace 4 offsuit from the button, I folded. I think that's a bad fold. That was a bad fold. Okay. That was too tight. Okay. I'm really trying to do this without looking at any charts too. Because I really don't want to become dependent on charts. Alright, so and that's also a big goal here for me, is not becoming dependent on charts. Jack 5, let's see, I got 10-3. You know, I want to hide those cards. I don't want to see those. Makes it confusing. And I don't need to see them anyway. Alright, so from the button, because I'm more focused on stats here. So you get a limp. He's a limper, so from the small blind. From the small blind here, with 10-3 suited, I'll just fold it. I do. Let's see, 10-10, and I'm in the cutoff. So obviously I'm going to raise this here. Here I'm in the big blind, and I'll just check. Here I am in the button with ace 7 offsuit. I should raise it. I do. Here I'm in the small blind with 5-7, so this should be a let's see what happens. 5-7, obviously I'm going to fold it. Alright, let's see. Here I'm under the gun with ace-jack offsuit. Something like this here, I'm going to fold under the gun. Just because it's not a great hand with so many people to act after me. You know, if I get 3-bet, I am not, you know, I'm not going to really want to play it, because if I 3-bet, I just want to just punch this up real quick. And I'll give myself the reason of why I'm probably going to end up folding ace-jack offsuit from the from under the gun. So let's say, just hypothetically, ace-jack offsuit. I mean, it does have 40% equity versus a 3-bet, you know, versus a normal 3-bet range. So 0.30. Let's say that I get 3-bet. If I'm doing, let's say a reg, okay, who's in position. He 3-bets me 8 big blinds, so 80 cents. So let's just say it's just him and I. So 0.3 plus 0.1 plus 0.05 plus 0.8, $1.25. So if they 3-bet me 8 big blinds, then I'm good. But if they 3-bet me, let's just say they 3-bet me so actually I did that wrong, because 8 big blinds minus 3 is 5. So actually I would only need to call 50 cents, because then it would be 0.3 plus 0.8 plus 0.1 plus 0.05, $1.25. So actually that would be good. So maybe ace jack offsuit I really should be playing even under the gun. Let me see what my chart says. Check what I'm thinking. Yeah. Okay. So alright, noted. Going forward, ace jack offsuit, something I would definitely play under the gun. So scratch that. Absolutely opening it up, and I did. Okay. That was good. I'm glad. I'm glad I went through that exercise. Okay, so here I'm ace-6 offsuit from the big blind, and we get it under the gun. All right, so this is going to be interesting. So we get under the gun, and it's up to me. Everybody else is folded, and our under the gun has a fold to 3-bet of 69%. On that's he's folded 18 out of 26 hands. So this is something here where I could say, I could use a polarized 3-betting range. The hand is definitely not good enough for value. That we know. The question is it good enough to call versus under the gun? It's not. It's definitely not. But is it good enough to 3-bet bluff? And I think yes, it absolutely is, versus a player with a 69% 3-bet. So that would be the answer. Is this would be a great 3-bet spot, and something like this where post flop I'm going to be out of position. I'd want to bump this up to $1. And there's a very good chance that he would fold. And if not, I do have an ace blocker, which is great. I don't have much, showdown value, but at least I do have the ace, and I have the ace blocker. So I could grab a pair of aces, especially, if he's coming in with maybe, king queen or queen queen, something like that. Which then, of course, he would 4-bet me. And I think it's the only problem is I don't think I'd want to face an ace-6 but the fact of the matter is he has a 69% 3-bet fold to 3-bet. So I think that's a great spot to 3-bet. Obviously, I know I didn't do that here. I folded, but today, if I came up with this situation, I would absolutely 3-bet, and I would make it $1. 6-2 obviously is gonna be a fold. And let's see, 10-9. 10-9, let's see what happens here. I get a raise from under the gun. I don't have many hands on this particular player. Then I get a call as well from a fish, which I also don't have many hands on here. So this is an interesting situation for potential squeeze play. And I'm going to be in the cutoff. Now I have ahead of me 2 players that I don't have any hands on, but one is 3-bet, 1 out of 13 hands. The other one is 3-bet, 1 out of 13 hands. Both seem like regs. And then I also have another reg in the big blind, but he normally folds the 3-bets here. So I think in this particular situation, 10-9 offsuit should be a fold. I don't think this is a great squeezing spot here. Even versus a fish and a guy who had a 40-40 range, I think this is definitely a folding spot here, and I do. Okay. Next I have queen 6, which I'm sure is a fold. 9-7 from the button offsuit on the limp. I could definitely raise this up here to 35 cents and isolate the fish here. I got in front of me these two guys who I don't have much information on, but they look like they're regs. One is a 19-19, the other one's a 26-18. So I think I could probably 3-bet this here and isolate the fish all to myself, but I fold. So I think that's actually something I could have done. I don't think it's the greatest play. If I look at my chart, 9-7 offsuit, button to he's not even. I mean, I just look at my button open range, and 9-7 offsuit is not something that I'm opening. But I think in this particular situation, I could have, but maybe it's just not a great hand. Maybe it's not a good enough hand. I want at least, an off-suited gapper, probably not the best play. So, okay, fine. I could see folding that one. How are we on time? 16 minutes. Do this for a little bit longer. I'm going to get to playing and practice what I've been learning. All right, so next I have Jack 8 offsuit, and I get a raise from the cutoff on a player I don't have any hands at all on. It just looks like he is very aggressive. So being very aggressive, I think this is something I could actually definitely fold here, and I did. Let's see, 10-7 offsuit. Obviously, I will fold. This is 10-7 suited. I'm going to check it, I'm sure. Yep. And queen 2. So queen 2 here, this is interesting. This particular opponent folds, let's see, BB to small blind folds 38% of the time. And he does raise, I think I could actually just steal this here if I just bumped it up to 20 cents. I'm sure I fold here, but this is a situation. I don't know, maybe not, because it's 38%. If I was in the button, maybe. So I guess I should fold it. Yep. All right. Ace 5. Let's see what have. Oh, I'm sorry, I was under the gun. Obviously, I'm not raising Ace 5 under the gun. Here I'm in the big blind, and I get a raise from the small blind at 30 cents, which is just not really a great price. And of course, I'm not going to call with 3-4 offsuit. Queen 4, obviously I will fold. Ace 7 from the middle position, suited. So let's see. I get a fold here. Ace 7 suited. I don't really have many people in front of me that I'm worried about 3-betting. But it's a little early. I mean, really early position to be playing with an A7 suited. I think I would be better off playing A7 suited from the cutoff of the button. Let me check my ranges. I don't think. A7 suited. Maybe I should be playing A7 suited in this spot. Which, okay, fine. I mean, because it's going to give me enough flush opportunity. Maybe I shouldn't be so nitty with suited aces. But I think it really depends too on who's in front of me. At this point, I had this player who really the person in the big blind is probably the person I should be most focused on. Is if I get to the big blind, since he's going to have the best price, is he a fish or not? In this particular situation, I didn't really have that kind of a gauge. That's why I just feel like A7 suited in the spot is probably the best to fold it, and I did. Let's see, Queen 6, I can fold, of course. 10-5, I'm sure is going to be a fold. 10 Jack, Jack 10 offsuit from the button. It comes to me, so this is something I should definitely I should definitely raise. So I'm sure I did. I did 25 cents. I'm glad to see that. And let's see, King 5. Of course, I won't probably end up folding. All right, Queen 8 suited, and here I'm in the cutoff. So let's see, Queen 8 suited, and I'm here in the cutoff. I have the button, who is a reg at 22.15, doesn't 3-bet a lot. And I have kind of a looser player who I have some good stats on. Doesn't 3-bet a lot. And, you know, the problem is if I get called here by these regs, they're going to, especially the guy in the button, he's going to have position on me first of all. He's probably going to be, he's betting with a better hand, too. He's calling with a better hand. So I don't think it would be a good idea to open raise here. And I folded. All right, that was a good play. At least I believe it was. I think the only time that I would do that is if I had a fish in the big blind. Then I could consider that. But I had none of that in front of me. All regs in front of me. No reason to play that kind of hand. And here I have Jack 6 offsuit from the button, which obviously I will fold unless I knew that I can steal the blinds here. So let me just take a look. Now, of course, I'm not using Poker Tracker anymore with the site I'm playing on now. I'm using Drive HUD. Oh, the cat's here. So I don't have as great of stats to look at. I'm just looking at fold to steal. I wish I had fold to big blind, but I mean fold to button, but I don't have it for whatever reason on this particular. So let's see. I got his steal stats at 72 versus the button, and he's 74. So if I take 0.72 times 0.74, 53%. I don't think that's good enough to try to steal here, so I think this is definitely a fold now at this point. And I did. Let's see, 10-4 suited. Obviously, I'm folding that. Here's another Queen 8 situation under the gun. Of course, I'm folding. 6-5 offsuit. Let's see, from the cutoff, I don't really see a reason why I would play this hand here. I got no fish in front of me, nothing. And here I get 10-9 suited from the big blind. And I get a raise from the middle position. He's a 29-24 at this point. Raise first in is 36%. Fold to 3-bet is 71%. Alright, so let's see what happens here. Now we get another caller who has a higher 3-bet. He also has a really high fold to 3-bet, but that's not really, you know, as pertinent here, but he is also a reg. And he does have a high 3-bet percentage. I don't have 4-bet percentages in here, but so this is, ow, cat. The cat just like attacked me from behind. So this is an interesting situation because I could definitely raise this up here as a bluff, or I could just call it, even though I'm going to be out of position. The out of position thing kind of hurts here because, you know, being out of position in this spot, I'm versus 2 regs. It's not a really great spot for me. I'm actually inclined, I think, probably to fold here. I don't know if that's too tight or not. But let me just take a look. Let me just look at my list. If I got BB versus under the gun, 10-9 suited. Yeah. 10-9 suited under the gun is not. It's yeah. I think I should fold. Definitely fold this. Let's see what I did. I did. Okay, good play. Good. Yeah, because this, you know, at that point, under the gun, his range is 29%. So what's he got? He's raising with all of his pocket pairs. He's raising with suited aces, of course, and he's raising with ace king, both ace kings. He's raising probably with ace queen, ace jack. He's raising with some pretty premier hands. He's got some more suspect hands in there too. Maybe he's got even all of the suited aces there. But really not much else. So what is my 10-9 suited going to do versus him, especially being out of position? So I think that was the right play. Let's see. Let's do 5 more minutes. And of course, king 6. I should fold. I do. Right, so ace jack, and we're in we're playing 3-handed. So obviously, I'm going to raise it here. I do. That's a proper raise too. I like it. Let's see. 6-9, of course. 4-3. Fold, of course. 3-4. 4-3. 4-9. Fold, of course. Jack 8 suited would definitely be a fold to an under the gun raise. Even though he's a loose player, there's no way I'm calling that. Queen 4 should be a fold. 2-7, I'm sure it's a fold. Do I even need to look at that? Queen 2 from the cutoff offsuit. Yeah, of course I would end up folding that. King 6 would fold that. Let's just speed through these here. Queen 9 from the button offsuit. Let's see what situation we have. Getting a raise from the cutoff is it's not suited. I see no reason to do anything here. If I look at my 3-betting chart at this point, first of all, the guys in front of me, I'm not worried about them. And this obviously would be a polarized situation. He does have a high fold to 3-bet of 73%, so that is something I could definitely keep in mind. The fact that I can knock him out off a 3-bet. Plus, he is in the cutoff, raising in the cutoff, so he's going to have a pretty big range, pretty big raising range here. It's definitely not good enough for 3-bet value, and it's definitely not good enough to call. I'm not going to call here with Queen 9 offsuit. I don't think that's something I would call button to cut off. Let's see. No. So the question is it good enough for 3-bet bluff? Well, he's got... I don't think so. I don't think I could put this... I still don't think so, because if I do get called, I'm going to get knocked out. What am I looking to get at that point? Despite the fact that he has a huge range, it's just something I don't think that's just the right play. So hopefully I folded here. I did. Because I'm just trying to think. Queen 9. Although he can put me at that point, if he calls me, he could put me on a pretty tight range where he's got me on aces. He's not going to have me on Queen 9, that's for sure. Queen 9, that won't be in my range that he's going to be thinking I'm 3-betting with. So, if, let's say, for instance, 2 9s came out, he's not going to put me on that. But then again, his range is so big that, let's just say if 2 9s came out, that could help him. But then again, not really, because I'm already blocking one of his 9s as well. So pretty good chance here. I think it's borderline. I just think it's maybe a little bit too wide. But then again, it's versus the cutoff, who already has a very wide range and does fold to 3-bets a fair amount, 11 out of 15 times. So, you know what? I think I could actually do a 3-bet bluff here. Somebody like that, he's, and I'm in position, so I don't need to make it too big either. I can make it 80 cents. And I think that, that could even be enough just to get him to fold. So, you know what? Yeah, I think I can 3-bet this here as a bluff. But of course I don't, and it doesn't matter anyway. All right, I think that was pretty awesome, and I think that was a good little study session for me. Now I'm ready to play.